Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. The first segment, which is going to be our live reaction video, we going over to Anton Daniels After Hours. And they're going to be talking about something very interesting. And with me being a spiritual brother, y'all definitely probably, if you have a more linear belief system, you definitely probably gonna get some unique takes on this one. I would ask for those who are listening to me for the first time, going into this reaction video in this particular topic, please don't be sensitive, but instead be open-minded and have an open heart to just gaining greater understanding. Don't listen to me or any of the panelists to agree with them, but just to understand their perspective and where it's coming from. It makes all of us more well-rounded to be able to understand, even if we're in disagreement. I think we can all agree with that. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna press play and get active. Let's go.
Free will.
Karen,
so if you decide
that's
to cut
stupid.
your wrist, it is stupid to cut your wrist. I agree.
Listen, Karen, you just tried to gas me. Because I couldn't explain and say the bodily parts, you dismissing all of that and giving the credit to God. Karen, okay.
What I'm trying to show, what I was trying to show you by asking you that is that everything is not on a man level. You're not alive right now, Tukay, because of you. You're not. You're just not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You weren't even born. You weren't even born because of you.
My mama did that. Another human. Anything
how did it happen?
Where the first human come from?
Who created? By that logic, who created God? If one person can't create all, who the fuck created God?
Hey, listen to me. 2K is asking all the questions I asked in Bible study growing up. I was a hand raiser. Growing up. When these type of topics came up, the title of this video is actually called "Why Do I Have to Prove God to You?" That's what the panel gonna be talking about. I'll be chiming in. But I was definitely a hand raiser. I was a guy who had a lot of questions similar to this one. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Let's get it going. Everybody hit that like button. Let's go.
Well, which God? Because some people have different versions of God.
There had to be one before it was two. Who created the one?
How do we know it was just like?
That's what I'm saying, y'all.
That's something different. And what y'all are now asking is a different question from what you were just saying. I'm saying those are two different things. And again, the reason that I was just bringing that up, whether you believe in God or not, was really just to help you to understand that there are things that happen in your existence that is beyond human level. And if you can't at least acknowledge that, then I believe you're being disingenuous about creation. And then if you do acknowledge that, then you have to be willing to say there's something bigger than me. There's something bigger than me and you and you and you, because we're sitting here and this heart just beats for years and years and years.
That's how the body works.
I can breathe it.
That's how the body works.
Okay, that's fine. But somebody had to create the body.
Who created the creator?
There's the creation and there's the creator.
Okay,
and
this is a matrix.
Create some.
Hey, chat, y'all ready for me to start asking hard ass questions yet? Or we gonna keep rolling? Y'all let me know in the chat, man. For now, I'm gonna press play. So it's a decent length on the video. It's like a 35-minute video, so we gonna roll.
Not Molly. I get it. You're not a believer. I get it. I was at that space too. When you're not a believer, you can look at all these different aspects. I get it.
Carrie, you got to be a believer because you don't have an answer.
I get that's where the faith and 2K. That is where the faith component comes in.
No, there's never ever been a test you can take and you put a fucking question mark there for the answer and get credit for it. When you telling me to have y'all telling me to have faith for shit that y'all can't giving me the answer to.
I'm not telling you to have faith. I'm not telling you to have anything.
You don't have the answer, so you give me faith to run with.
2K.
That's how I go. 2K not lying. I feel where Carrie coming from, and I understand what 2K saying, because a lot of times that was the answer I used to get. I got a million hard ass questions, and I'm gonna just start throwing them out as they come to me organically throughout the course of this reaction video. And I would love to hear what y'all say all through the comments on the playback and live right now. But listen to me. That's what they give you. When you ask a question that pastor don't got the answer for, or youth pastor don't got the answer for, they give you pray about it, and they give you read the word for yourself, and they give you you're not supposed to, his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways is not the ways, and all that. They give you them same three little bullshit ass responses to in place of I don't know. They give you them same three bullshit responses in place of shit, I don't know. That's a good question. That's what, if I was a pastor, I can't stop being a real person. I can't stop being a real person because I decided to take up ministry. So if I'm a pastor and somebody asks me a question, all the years I've been reading the Bible, and this 12-year-old come to me and ask me a question I never thought about, instead of being real in that moment and being like, well, son, that's a good question. Never thought about that. I'm going to do some reading and some research. Think you should do some reading and research? Let's reconvene on this in a week. See what both of us find. What's wrong with saying I don't know when you don't know? But instead, they'll feed you some shit. So let's go.
Listen, I'm not trying to push anything on you. You said you don't have the answer. I'm telling you, for Carrie, that is where faith comes into play. That is where acceptance that there is something much bigger and greater than me comes into play. And then I do my research and I work backwards. And that's how I landed on Christianity, Jesus, the Bible. All of that lines up for me. That's the wall.
And I'm telling you, you need the faith because there's no answer, and there ain't nothing you can study to come up with these answers. So you rely on something like faith with no answer. You let that be your blanket answer that covers everything.
No, see, this is the thing. This is the thing. Anytime you give people who don't want to believe, anytime you give them the answer, it's never going to be good enough.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair for Slimmy to do that. Let me interject right there. Coming in and saying people who don't want to believe, that's not fair, because I'm not a Christian. I believe in God for sure, but I'm not a Christian. You know, I'm not religious at all. But it's for fundamental understanding is the reason why I'm not religious. But I believe in God wholeheartedly. I pray more than most religious people. But for Slimmy to sit here and say, to come into the conversation and say for somebody who don't want to believe, it's not that people don't want to believe. It's people who actually believe. They actually read the book, the whole thing, which most Christians do not do in their lifetime. They read the whole book and they see the inefficiencies in this. They see where some certain things don't make sense. They develop questions along the journey of reading, and they never get the answers by the time they finish. So then they go to men who are supposed to know better than they are. You preach the words, you anointed all this, you go holler at them. And then they feed you some generic shit. Have faith. Or his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways. And then in the Bible and different scriptures, it tell you to read it and interpret it for yourself. And then it also tell you in Revelations that you'll never fully understand it. So it'd be double talking. And that's just the real, you know, on the codes, we're going to have an honest conversation. For people who easily offended or whatever the case may be, just cut it off. But these conversations need to be had. They need to exist. You know what I'm saying? So let's let them continue.
Wait. I just sat here and can I speak?
It is true.
No, because anytime you give them a reasoning, a rationale, it's never going to be good enough. They're going to keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. It never stops. You know, like, so it's almost damn near pointless because you've already gotten your mind made up. And no matter what somebody says, they can never prove to you anything because you're actually not even open to really hearing it for real.
And that's why if you
I'm having this conversation. Listen, that's stupid.
Okay, well
because you're saying that faith is non-existent. So then there's no point to talking anymore.
Listen, you can have as much faith as you want to. Faith isn't the answer.
2K is not wrong. And I understand where Slimmy coming from. Jay Zilla said underrated talent that I don't know. Yeah, a lot more people should be comfortable saying I don't know. I'm quick to say I don't know something if I don't know something. I'll be like, I don't know, and I don't want to make nothing up for you. Souls of Thought said religion is just doing things habitually. Read that definition. LOL, that's a fact. Because I religiously stream. Souls of Thought said, we have fed into tradition, not faith or a relationship with God. Absolutely. And it's a lot of Bible worshipers too. There's a lot of people who worship the book versus the Lord. It's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we're gonna get, this is a long video, y'all, and I intend to do the whole thing. I don't have a reason to rush. So we're gonna get into a lot. Let's let them chime in.
That's what I'm telling you. You have gave me no answer.
How is faith not an answer?
If you say 2 + 2 equals faith, I'll look at you stupid.
Okay, so
it's
okay.
Not an answer.
Faith is always an answer, and I'm gonna tell you how. Wait. So if faith is not an answer, tell me this. Do you believe that your wife will always cheat on you?
I don't know.
Do you believe that your wife will always cheat on you?
I don't know.
It's a yes or no answer.
No, it's not.
Yes or
no, it's not. No, it's not. He's acknowledging that he doesn't know. So in relation to the conversation they're having about religion, for everybody sliding through, make sure y'all hit that like button. Welcome to the chat. In relation to the conversation they're having, right? For a person who is not religious and they don't necessarily believe in God, but they don't disbelieve in God, they're just walking around like, shit, I don't know the truth, and I'm willing to just acknowledge I don't know the truth. I don't want to subscribe to anything and act like I know some shit. I just want to acknowledge that I don't truly know. I just got here and this shit been around for a long time. That's called being agnostic. And a lot of times when you tell people some shit like I don't know, they'll just assume they'll tag you atheist, but it's because of a lack of vocabulary. There's a lot more people who are agnostic than atheists. They're just willing to accept that they don't know. Because let me tell you the difference between an agnostic person and a Christian. One feels different than the other. Neither one of them know the truth. The difference between an agnostic person and a Muslim. One feels differently than the other. Neither one of them knows the truth. You don't know the truth. There's certain things that you can know. Anything you know, you can prove. Faith is literally the opposite of having proof. So people who have strong faith will tell you, I know that my God and the way that I believe in God is real. A person who is a truth seeker and not a faith seeker, they can acknowledge that that person just feels real strong about it. Because if you had to tell them to prove it, all they could do was give you a testimony of some sort, which is fine. The problem becomes when I can go find an atheist who denounces a belief in God at all, and they can testify to you too about something miraculous that happened for them. You'll just tell that person it was God, and they'll tell you, I still don't believe that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be a stalemate regardless. You know what I'm saying? But I think more people need to understand that they don't understand. Let's go.
No.
Do I believe that she will always cheat on me? No.
Do you? You don't, right?
Right.
Because you have faith that she won't.
But there's an answer to that question.
No. You have faith. You can't control it. You can't control her.
No.
But
if she cheat on me, I will have a concrete answer. But no.
If
she don't, I will have a concrete answer.
Wait. But when you got married, you were having faith that this woman would be devoted to you, right?
I can have all the faith that I want to, but
yes or no, big dog.
Yes, but there's a clear answer.
Right.
If she cheats, that's the concrete answer. If she don't, that's the concrete answer. No matter what my faith is, that don't change the answer whether she will or whether she won't.
But you do have faith though, right? But you have faith though, right?
Faith
is you have faith though. You have faith in your wife. You got faith in your wife that she's gonna do the right thing for you.
But what's the point for me?
Faith is a thing.
Bro, but they haven't. It's almost like he's making a moot point. He's saying you have faith that your wife won't cheat. Is he trying to make the point that everybody operates in faith? Sure. When you proceed at a green light, you have faith that nobody on either side of you is blowing the red light. We all operate in some form of faith in some capacity, no matter what. You know what I mean? So if that's the point he's making, it's true, but it doesn't counter anything that Tukay has been pointing out. He's making a moot point, it seems like. Because faith isn't proof. That's the difference between feeling and knowing. Let's read the definition of faith real quick, and then we're going to proceed. I'm cool with this video being a little long. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Faith definition. Faith, complete trust or confidence in someone or something. The second definition, which applies to religion, strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. That is the definition of faith. So he's trying to use faith as proof. Faith isn't proof. Some people raise their hand in Bible study because they're trying to get proof to go with their faith. See, you could call me a conspiracy theorist because I know giants are real. They were real and are real. You'll say, give me proof. I could pull up proof. I can show you hella locations all across the planet Earth where there's petrified giants that we now call mountains, hills, mounds. Petrified giant trees that we now call mountains, volcanoes, etc. There's proof. I don't have to have faith in it. I can go catch a flight and touch it. No puffy. So I don't really get where Slimmy going with this one, but I fuck with Slimmy though. Let's go.
I'm saying faith don't exist. I said faith not an answer.
It's not an answer. So Tukay, so here's the thing. Although I believe in faith, I understand exactly what you're saying. Faith is not concrete. It's not something that you can put your hands on and say,
it's an idea.
I brought this here as an answer. You are correct in that way. So faith is not going to be an answer that works for you, but I do believe, I have faith that you will find what works for you. And even if you don't, I still have faith that it'll be okay. And I know that you said like, oh, well, before I was born, you know, where was I? I don't have memories of that. You don't have memories of when you were 2 weeks old either, but that's not to say that didn't happen. Like, so we came from somewhere. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. I just want to go back and say that before we move on.
Okay. I want to hear from Anton because I know you got a long drawn out answer.
Nope.
But
you don't have to have a long drawn out answer.
You Anton, nigga, like that's why you be quiet, so you can talk for 20 minutes in a row. Like, what are you talking about?
and if you are who you said you are, nigga, you need to debunk all the fuckery that just came out of Molly and 2K's mouth.
You can't. I think we live in a simulation, to be honest. So I don't know how you would convince me otherwise. But that doesn't mean I'm not spiritual and have spiritual beliefs or a foundation.
Well,
I think the planet is a big computer.
What the fuck?
I ain't opposed to that.
If you look at the megalithic,
when you travel, right? When you go into a destination or a place that you've never been before, can you say that you have faith that you'll arrive there even though you don't have the evidence that it exists outside of somebody else telling you that it exists?
Yeah.
How is it any different when it comes to spirituality?
Because I can get an answer while I'm still alive.
No.
I don't have to wait till I die to find out that it's not a hell of heaven.
You're moving too fast. The concept of faith is applicable in every aspect of life because we believe based off of something that somebody told us, not necessarily because we have the evidence of. The concept of faith, and the reason why it says faith without works is dead, because you believe in it, which is one of the reasons why you put your energy into it, even though you cannot guarantee, you do not have the evidence of, and you cannot in any way, shape, or form predict exactly what's going to happen. And that's when life lives, right? That's when life is life. But you're believing in it based off of something that somebody else told you, not necessarily because you have evidence, but you're putting your energy into it, hoping to get to the outcome. And that same concept is applicable to anything, whether you want to put it in the form of spirituality, whether you want to put it in the form of whether or not you're going to achieve this particular career, so on and so forth. So Carrie is right. Her belief in it doesn't necessarily have to align with yours, but it doesn't mean that it's any less true because you live by these principles, even though it's not necessarily applicable in spirituality for you. You still.
Yeah, it doesn't make it true because Carrie believed the other way either, though. Neither person has proof. I'm trying to get this through to you guys. Nobody knows shit. All we know for sure is that there's a source of energy that we call God that gives everything alive life, and it is much greater than you or I as individuals or all of us together as a body. All of us together as a body are technically it. You get it? So don't the humans know what happens when when this physical little sleeve that your energy is encompassing and your consciousness is encompassing the sleeve, when this sleeve stop working right and that energy got to move around and shit like that. Don't nobody know what happened at that point except people who got to that point, and we can't talk to them. It's a few people here with the gifts to go talk to them and ask them how that work. Now, if you want to tap in with them, they charge money to do that for you. Just find a good one that's right, so they don't put nothing on you either, because you'll leave up out of there with some shit on you too. That's why I don't even play with that stuff. But I'm trying to talk to y'all. No, it's okay to know that you don't know. It'll take something off of you just to realize you don't know. It'll take something. It'll lift a big weight off of you. I'll be hating seeing Christians all bogged down, worried about going to hell. Them niggas worry about hell every day. That's got to be fucking torturous to be worried about. That ain't that a raw deal? Let's talk about it. Now some of my good questions coming out. We 10 minutes in. We about a third of the way through the video. Listen. Now some of my good questions finna come out. Yeah. Let me lock in. Now, God, the God I believe in, because my God ain't in nobody's book. My God just outside. You know what I'm saying? But the God I believe in love me to death. Love me. Love my dirty draws. Love me in the womb. Love me when I was in my daddy balls. Love me when my daddy was in his daddy balls. The God I love, right? Now, why would you, out of all the sperm cells, I made it to the egg. Boom. I come to life, 10 fingers, 10 toes, healthy baby. Grow up strong black man. You put me here. I ain't asked to be here, but I'm here. Cool. I'm happy. I'm grateful. You tell me, hey, here go a list of rules. Most of your bodily natural desires and your natural proclivity to survive go against a lot of these rules. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Don't do none of this shit. If you do, make sure you ask me, like, say sorry, ask me to forgive you. If you neglect to do so, then I'm gonna take your soul, which is eternal. This little sleeve, this little experience, that's gonna be short, 70 years, 80 years, 90 years. But your soul, the eternal part, I'm gonna burn that bitch up for all of the rest of forever if you don't follow these rules. If you told niggas while they was still in the nutsack that this how it go, it's a lot of people who would be like, shit, I'm not even gonna swim up there to that. I'm not swimming up there to that egg. You can't do nothing fun over there. And if you do, for the rest of forever, you just burn up. It's gonna be motherfucking demons climbing on the walls, it's fiery grave and all this shit. First off, just saying it out loud, it sounds like a real good children's story. If I'm just being honest, not disrespectful, just honest. It sounds like a great children's story, like a R.L. Stein book or some shit. But secondly, that sounds like a raw deal. It sounds like a raw deal. For real. And then, like, when you read the doctrines and stuff, like it make it seem like God real personable and shit. Like it's a nigga or something, like a homie and shit. Like just like the ultimate big homie and shit. Like God daddy, you know what I'm saying? Sky daddy and shit. Like that's what it make it seem like. Like God get mad, God be seeking vengeance, God, giving wrath and shit. It just make it seem like, And so when you read it objectively, because sometimes it's like this, like God didn't show you religion showed you God. Think about that. Religion, God didn't tell you about religion. Religion told you about God. I just want to let that soak in. I know the chat trying to ingest this shit, but no, let's really have a conversation. Jay Zilla said, well, scientifically, tradition is an idiot thing. Rick Sanchez. So I want to see what the rest of Anton finna say though. Because leaning into faith, like we just read the definition of faith. So leaning into faith, like I get why Tukay keeps repeating over and over that faith isn't an answer. Because leaning into faith is like, okay, faith is literally the belief in something that you cannot prove, but you feel strongly about it. Like, okay, we can respect that you got strong feelings. I had strong ass feelings for a girl before that it didn't work out with. A few of them. I had faith though. You couldn't tell me we wasn't gonna get married. It didn't happen though. Like feeling strong is cool. We respect it, but to push it like proof is it gets to a point when you speak it to a certain type of person where it start feeling like you insulting our intelligence. You feel me? But let's let Anton cook, man.
Do it. You do it every day subconsciously. You just don't know that you're doing it because you've been programmed to live that way. But that's not something that's abnormal for you. You believe in it. It's just that you don't want to make it applicable to that thing as far as spirituality, because that's the one thing that you place a higher value as far as somebody having to prove it to you. But we don't do that in any other aspect of life. You just believe it.
Just believe what, Anton?
Huh?
Just believe what?
You believe anything of anybody. You believe your teacher. You believe your parents. And I'm not saying that you in particular. I'm saying people. We believe our teachers. We believe our parents. We believe people that tell us that we're going to get rich. We believe our mentors.
Faith in Anton that he will not lead you wrong.
We believe our therapists. We believe every single person. And we put our faith in people, which is really interesting because people really don't have any real say-so or governance. And most of the time, it's one of the reasons why I believe that therapy is a scam, because I believe that most of these people are trying to make money, not necessarily guide you right. They don't even have answers. They are in a profession that they've created in order to continue to keep calm.
Yo, I hate when Anton talk about therapy. He is so, like, respect to Anton. Like, I fuck with Anton Daniels, but I do not like when he talk about therapy. He don't know the first thing about therapy. Every time he talk about therapy, it displays how ignorant he is about therapy. Therapists don't guide you, fam. Therapists don't give you advice. That's life coach shit. These niggas who be talking about they coaches and all that shit, them the people that become your homies and be giving you advice and shit. They just paid confidants and shit. Therapy don't do that. It's a real skill. Now, is there an element of guidance that is not advice? Yes. They'll ask you a question that you have to ask yourself. And within asking yourself and answering yourself, you find out things about yourself. And they just sitting there watching you deal with yourself. That's therapy, fam. It's not a scam. It allows people to deal with themselves in a contractually safe environment. I would rather talk to a therapist than my best friend about some deep, dark personal shit. I'd rather talk to a therapist. Why? Because on paper, if you share my motherfucking business, you're going to have to give me some bread. Your friends will share your business just because they can't hold no motherfucking water. You see how that works? Therapy is good for a whole bunch of reasons. Is therapy useful to everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Niggas who don't, first off, the first group of people therapy not useful to is the niggas who be like, I don't think therapy work. It's not useful to you. Nigga, a ladder don't work if you don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So like every time he started talking about therapy, I just be like, bro, like stop, bro, stop. And there's a lot of types of therapy. So I don't get why he be talking when he don't. Like, one thing about me, G, if I don't know something, I'm gonna be quiet and learn. If I don't know something, I'm gonna be quiet and learn. I promise you that. I'm cool with being ignorant. Nobody knows everything. The fastest way to learn some shit is to know that you don't know. Bro, stop talking like time. When you see this, bro, stop talking about therapy, bro. You do not know what you're talking about, dog. I don't even care if he come out and say, I've been to a therapy session. No, bro. Until going to a therapy session, don't even let you know that you know about therapy. A therapy session, your first therapy session, half that shit is gathering information, getting paperwork together, and then getting some basic foundational questions out the way. That shit ain't even a real, it's a feeler. So like, I wish he'd leave the topic of therapy alone. Let's continue.
Commerce and continue to make money. So when I see people try to debunk religion or try to debunk spirituality by questioning is, whether or not it's applicable, while at the same time living by that same principle is just in a different form or fashion, it confuses me because they go so hard against it when in reality that's what they do every single day.
But it's easy to put faith in a teacher or a parent because you will get a direct result. No matter
how do you know? Because you got to go to school for 12 years at least before you graduate high school, another 4 years at least if you want to graduate from college. How do you know when you're not there yet? How can you get an answer for something that you haven't even lived yet?
Because first of all, it's examples of the work. okay, you tell me I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go to school for all this time, then I can turn around and look at 10 examples of what that I'm trying to be. It's more than faith. I can see it.
Well, that's not.
As a matter of fact, it takes more faith for you to believe in a teacher, because in our case, if you say you was raised in Mississippi, then that would mean you have more examples of people that failed than people that were successful. As a matter of fact, when it comes to success, there are less people that are successful the higher up you get. But why do we believe it? Why do niggas believe that they actually gonna make it to the NBA and it's only 450 NBA players? They believe it. No, think about it. They believe it even though they know that it's a fleeting possibility that it's gonna happen. Okay, they will work in, they will practice every day, they will shoot their shots, they will dribble all day long, they will play in the rain, snow, sleet, all of that. And
right, he working against himself with this analogy. All the millions of kids that believe they going to the NBA, only 450 in the NBA. So that means a whole bunch of people had strong ass belief and faith in some shit that didn't come to pass. He working against himself, literally.
They believe it with all their heart, even though they know that the probability is not real, and they've never seen it from anybody that they know.
2,000 niggas thought they were going to the NBA.
Bro, I believe, man, listen, I'm finna crash out, bro. I'm having a hard time with this one, y'all. I was gonna try to avoid it. Took this video too long. I might have to cut it short so I don't crash out. Nigga, I'd rather have faith that I'm going to the NBA than believe that a nigga who wasn't even violent when he was here finna float down in the sky and fix my nigga problems. And you wasn't even active when you was here the first time, but this time some horns gonna go off. You finna float down and get busy around this bitch. You know how many years niggas been going through shit waiting on a nigga named Jesus to pull up on our behalf, and the same people that's oppressing us believe in the same nigga. Y'all don't want to have a real conversation, so let's roll.
It didn't come true for 1,600 of them. Their truth is
2,000. What do you mean?
No. You saying 400?
Lace them up, nigga. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Only 400 had the faith and they actually made it. It was 1,600 that had the faith that didn't make it.
No. Most of these niggas that's in the NBA today, them niggas was basically ordained to be there. Them niggas was born 6 foot to grow 6'11".
Cool.
Like these niggas was crown king way before they ever even picked up a basketball.
So God ordaining basketball players, champ. God ordaining basketball players. Hey, show me book, chapter, and verse where it was a nigga in the Bible's purpose on earth to hoop. Show me book, chapter, and verse where it was a nigga purpose in the Bible to hoop. This is what I'm saying. When you get to letting Christians, I ain't got nothing. I don't have nothing against them. I just want to have an honest conversation. When you get into letting these people talk about shit it's double talks all the time. It says Anton Daniels is a deca millionaire. At minimum. It says in the word, it is harder for a rich man to inherit the kingdom of God than it is to fit a camel through the eye of a needle. And yet this man worked like a dog to quadruple his net worth. I'm not calling him a hypocrite. I'm pointing out what people who have questions be looking at. Like, it say this, you doing that, then you telling me to do this. Like, but hold on. You feel me? Let's go.
Stop it, bro.
No, it's not stopping. How many niggas go undrafted?
It's a whole movie.
You can't not acknowledge the people who don't make it to the league.
Hoop dreams.
Bro, I know a lot of niggas with hoop dreams. I know a lot of niggas with basketball tattoos.
But this is why I don't debate religion, because even though I'm right, and I am right about people's faith and belief.
Gee, you not right till you right. When it comes to religion, ain't nobody wrong until somebody right. The Muslims ain't right about Allah or none of that until Jesus come back. The Christians ain't right till Jesus come back. The Muslims ain't right until whatever they rap, because I'm still studying that, but whatever they rapture's supposed to look like, until that occur, they not right either. It's just a bunch of niggas believe real hard in some shit. It's a whole bunch of niggas believe strong as hell in some shit, and that shit work because it's all encompassed in universal law. Prayer ain't nothing but a form of meditation, manifestation. It's a lot of ways to speak things into your life. Prayer is one of them. It's a form of one of them. It's universal law. The Bible tells you to practice universal law. The Quran tells you to practice universal law. That's why prayer works for everybody, no matter what they believe. I cracked that code already. Ben cracked that code. That's why atheists also get blessings. That's why atheists also can manifest, because they operating off universal law. It works for everybody. It don't matter what name you say when you pray. That's why niggas is calling Jesus Jesus when they know damn well that his name couldn't have been Jesus because the letter J wasn't even around back then. Yet they still say in Jesus' name at the end of all their prayers, knowing that that couldn't have been Jesus's name, yet their prayers still work because it is universal law that you are practicing. Come on, man. Let me know as soon as I stop making sense.
Even though they don't have the evidence to prove otherwise, people will still debate you because religion and spirituality is something that you just can't teach people. It has to be revealed to them. And so I don't feel compelled to prove people wrong because I don't think that is meaningful. I think it's worthy of having a conversation about because everybody got differences of opinions, and that's why I don't like operating in an echo chamber. But the reality,
bro, this one topic I would smoke Anton boots, bro. Anton, you see this? I know my following ain't big enough for you to even think about me. So cool, brush it off. It's in your best interest. It'll be a nigga coming up with 600 followers, smoke your motherfucking, smoke the motherfucking heels off them clickers, boy. It'll be over with for you. Because I got too many questions you cannot answer. Over talking is not going to provide me an answer. Because as soon as you get done over talking and dancing around the fact that you don't have an answer, I'm going to ask you the question again and wait for you to answer. And then I got 10 more questions just like it. It's going to be Q&A. And I'm going to just sit back and watch you not make sense. Facts. There's fundamental principles that we cannot ignore. I'm just going to do it like this. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. It's things that we can't ignore. See, this is about cracking the codes. It's not about disrespecting nobody. It's not about being right. It's about being a real truth seeker. It's about having honest conversations. It's about decoding things. It's about gaining greater perspective. You can still stay your religion after watching this video. I'm not trying to convince nobody not to be religious. I'm having an honest conversation about why people be having so many questions and why they stay away from certain shit because they questions do not have answers. It's not that they go unanswered. They do not have answers. And so that's the case. But hold on, I got y'all. I'm finna pull up something real quick. How old is Christianity? So Christianity is approximately 2,000 years old. How old is Islamic religion? The Islamic religion is approximately 1,400 years old. So Christianity, 2,000 years old. The Islamic religion, 1,400 years old. How old is humanity? Humanity is estimated to be appeared around 300,000 years ago. Again, I'm having a conversation about fundamental things that we cannot ignore. Humanity is 300,000 years old. Christianity is 2,000 years old. So 298,999 years of niggas was here before this belief system. And you will tell me that it is absolutely mandatory for me to believe in this belief system in order to inherit a fruitful afterlife. I logically will not disregard the shit I just said. So you can tell me it's useful, I'm with you. You could tell me it's meaningful, I'm with you. You could tell me it's valuable, I'm with you. When you tell me it's necessary, you went too far. Anybody just holler at me. Tell as soon the moment, the millisecond where I stop making sense to you, talk to me. Talk to me. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Talk to me. They sitting around talking about faith. The definition of faith, once again. The definition of faith, once again. I'm going to pull it up this time. I want y'all to see it. I want for y'all to see it. Let's do it like this. I want for y'all to see it. The definition of faith right there. The second definition right here. Y'all see the mouse? Strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. So again, I'm finna say it the way only classic could say it. Faith ain't nothing but feeling strong as a bitch about something, anything at all. It doesn't make it real. Can it be real? Yes. Is it absolutely real because you believe strong as hell? No, man. It gotta happen. Gee, I've been here for a minute on Earth. For a minute. I don't know where I was at before this. They told me I was some Saturn or some shit. But I've been on Earth a minute. For a good minute. Niggas been telling me Jesus coming back since I was this big. Niggas been telling me Jesus coming back. I've been waiting on his ass. I got questions and I want to fade. Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to fade. I need it. You here now. So you was supposed to be the one that was gonna show up to free all us copper colored motherfuckers from this mistreatment around this hoe, yeah? Okay, so now you here. I got a question for you. Before we run this fade, wrap your hands while we talking. Before we run this fade, what took you so long, gang? No, on behalf of my ancestors, since you pulled up on my time in this bitch, I need to know what took you so long, champ. On behalf of my whole tribe. On behalf of every cotton picker that passed, on behalf of everybody who was around during Jim Crow, on behalf of everybody who was strung up, hung up, skint, you know what I'm saying, castrate, all that. Yeah. What took you so long, gang? Then you told us, you may not come, we want you here, but you on time. Now I'm here to let you know you tardy, bro. Put them bitches up. I need it. The fair one, the fairest one. And you ain't no book, chapter, and verse that say you got hands. So I know I'm finna put something to you. Yeah. Y'all don't want me to get loose talking about this shit for real. Let's really get into it. The slave Bible. People don't think about the slave Bible. The slave Bible had 90% of the Old Testament eliminated from it. 50% of the New Testament eliminated from it. Niggas like Moses, niggas like King David, people like Samson, stories were either not, well, Moses was omitted completely. David omitted completely. Samson's story was in some versions, but watered down. See, this is research that I've done, y'all. We can't ignore the fact that this information available because we want to feel strong as hell. You can feel strong as you want, but also don't ignore this shit being real. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest problem with folks that's still indoctrinated is that they feel like if you don't believe in the exact way of this book, that you don't believe at all. Like it don't count. That's nasty work. So niggas look at me like, oh, you not going to heaven? You think I ain't going to heaven? Okay. All right. If you say so. Guess what? I ain't worried about it. I'm not concerned about it. I don't really live my life worried about what's gonna happen when I die. At all. I be eating right and shit. Like y'all live lives full of habits that's pushing y'all closer to the grave expeditiously. And y'all worried about why I'm not worried about what's gonna happen to me when I die, when I'm living a life that's conducive to living a long ass life. We having two different conversations, got two different thought processes all together. Two different type of niggas. See what I'm saying? See, people who first time is this video, yeah, this the type of work you getting. Huh? This the type of work you getting. Yeah. A real threat to the whole situation going on this YouTube. It's different over here. It's different over here with the codes. And when they as soon as they play with me about my language, I'm gonna clean it right up. Y'all don't know I spent 10 years, I spent a decade in corporate America. Soon as they send me a message about my language, I'm gonna clean it right up. But until then, I'm gonna rock out with my cock out. For sure. Yeah. Don't get me started, G. I'm trying to tell y'all, G. When I started the video, I'll let y'all know it could get here.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out.
Yeah, but we're gonna keep it cool, man. We're gonna keep it cool. We have 47 minutes, man. I think we're gonna draw that one up, bro. We're gonna call that one on the Anton Daniels after hours reaction. I think that I think that's one of them topics that if we wanted to, we could sit on live and just stay on that video for like 3 hours. Every 2 minutes, interject. You know, I can give y'all some more. But honestly, y'all come here not to just watch the full reaction video, but to get my POV, I assume. That's why y'all came to the codes. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give y'all this work. You know what I mean? I had one person tell me, like, let the video play. Nigga, go to the link. It's always in the description. Just go to the link if you want to play the video straight through. You came to me to see my POV and my input on what they was already doing. Yeah. We not begging for no. We not begging for it. We got. It's this shit sell itself over here. Facts. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch. www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, stick to the codes. Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart and now hardened